So by looking at the two functions our delegate has, the first one is obviously the PayPal payment did cancel. So what we want to do when our user just click cancel on the payment view, so he doesn't want to proceed, we just want to dismiss the view. So we say payment view controller, which is this one here. Then we say dismiss, and we're going to say animated true, completion nil. So we are basically dismissing our view. And let's also put a print here and say PayPal payment cancelled. So we have some information that this is actually working. And the other one is did complete, so our payment was successful. So what we want to do when our payment was successful is we want to empty our basket and we want to add the items to our purchase history. So before we do that also, we want to dismiss our view because we don't want to keep our PayPal payment view there. So we just say payment view controller dot dismiss animated true is basically the same thing that we are doing with our cancel, but with completion. Here I'm going to hit enter, and there is some code is going to be run after our dismiss button, after our review is dismissed. So what we are going to do, this part is basically that the proof that was the payment was successful. So if maybe you want to send a statement to your user, maybe you want to just send an email telling him thank you for purchasing or using our shop, etc. I'm going to keep this for you to decide what to do, but what we are going to do here, which is just to make empty our basket and add items to our purchase list. So I'm going to say self dot add items to our purchase list, and this is going to be self dot purchase item IDs, and then we say self dot empty the basket. Okay, so this is already as well our delegate, and let me just run my application and we are going to test if this is working. Remember that on a simulator we are not going to see all the functions of our PayPal SDK, and that's why after this I'm going to, one second, I put my password. I'm going to run it on my iPhone physical device so we can test if all the functions are working as we expect them. So let's check if I have anything in my basket, and I don't. I'm going to add something. Let's add the scooter. Let's go to my basket and let's click on checkout button, and the PayPal login view comes. Checking this device, let's see if this will work. No, it doesn't. So let's see the error. So what the issue is that since PayPal SDK was written in Objective-C, they are still using the UI alert view. And as you may know that this alert view was deprecated long time ago, and since then we have to use UI alert controller. So this is part of a PayPal SDK error, which we cannot get into to fix it. Initially I was writing the code in Xcode 10 and for iOS 12. And this error wasn't presented because in Xcode 10 we didn't have this scene delegate and scene kit. If you are using the course on your Xcode 10, you will be perfectly fine right now. But for the users that are using Xcode 11 and iOS 13, you will have an issue. So let me just show you what we are expecting here to happen. I'm going to stop this. And let's go to the Ready application. This one was developed on Xcode 10, and if I do the checkout, so basically it tries to show us this error, and since this is using UI alert view and we need to use alert controller, it crashes the application. But let me show you the real device application running on a real device. I couldn't run this current application on my device because again, the SyncKit is available only on iOS 13 and my phone is running iOS 12.3 if I'm not mistaken, and I don't want to install the iOS 13 beta on it just to test if this is working. So here I'm running the on device. So let me open the market here, go to the basket, and when you check out, it takes you to the login view because uh, everything is working. There is no error here to display, so it takes you to the login view, and I can just put my password here. And then when I click on login, this will authenticate my PayPal account. It tells the total amount that I'm going to pay right here. And then since this is a sandbox, it allows me to choose some different options from where to source my payment. These are all dummy information here. None of them is real. I can just pick any of the information here. And then we have some the addresses to deliver. So once we click on the pay button, it will process, complete, and delete everything from my basket. If I go to my profile, purchase history, this will download all the items I have purchased throughout the application. So you can see that this PayPal checkout works on a device. Unfortunately, I cannot test it on iOS 13 right now, but I'm going to dig a little bit more on PayPal SDK and to see if they are planning to update it anytime in the future, so we don't have this error and crashing our application. If it will not be possible, we may be looking into switching to a different payment processor and not the PayPal.